intelligence. So what do you know about emotional intelligence, or what do you understand when I say emotional intelligence? Whatever comes to your mind, just try to speak out.
May I know?
Yes, please.
Emotional intelligence is a ability to understand our emotion and it's a ability to understand and manage our emotions. Not
Right.
even our emotion, uh, those whose people who lives around us. So it's a ability कि हमें दूसरों के इमोशंस को कैसे अंडरस्टैंड करना है, उनके साथ कैसे मैनेज करना है, अपने इमोशंस को उनके साथ बात करें, क्योंकि हमारे इमोशंस है दूसरों को अफेक्ट करते हैं. So that's
Right. Very good. Wonderful.
thank
Anyone
you, ma'am.
else want to contribute? Anything comes to your mind when I say emotional intelligence?
Hi, good evening. I'm Gayatri.
Yes, Gayatri ji, boliye.
Yeah, it is the way we recognize, we manage and understand our emotions as well as others' emotions.
Correct.
As put it in a very simple way, our emotion should always work for us, not against us.
Work for us, not against us. Very nice. Wonderful statement. Thank you. Thank you for your input. Anyone else want to contribute?
Hello, ma'am. This is Parul here. Emotional intelligence is ability to understand, use, manage our own emotion in positive ways to relieve stress.
Correct. Of course, it's something wherein we have to work positively, but of course, it's not always positive. But yeah, we have to work so that it should go in positive direction. So very nice input, Parulji. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, now we just understand, okay, this is what is the definition, or you may say introduction of the topic. Now, can anyone just want to contribute something like why we should learn emotional intelligence? क्या जरूरत है? कोई जरूरत है इसको समझने की, पढ़ने की? Anything comes to your mind? क्यों पढ़ना है emotional intelligence?
It is very much important in need of an hour as the social skills and are decreasing day by day. Social skills is part of EI, and it is like a hidden side of the iceberg. Everyone look at the IQ and they recruit. People get in, it will get the job, but when we have to grow up in the ladder or keep ourselves much better, we have to explore the hidden side of the iceberg. So EQ is most important.
Wonderful input. Thank you very much. Yes. Anyone else? Any benefits or any importance you feel that because of this I should learn emotional intelligence? Whatever comes to your mind, it's not right or wrong. Whatever comes to your mind, just try to contribute. People are still joining, so we'll discuss and then we'll start. Yes. Anyone? Okay. तो सभी ने बहुत अच्छा इनपुट दिया है, इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस क्या है. Now, this particular topic, today I'll just give you overview what exactly emotional intelligence is, what are the different characteristics or elements of emotional intelligence. That all thing we are going to see in very small amount of span. We could not complete the whole topic, but we'll try to give some kind of direction. Okay, why, what, and how about emotional intelligence. So without wasting much time, let's get started with the session today. Now, emotional intelligence, today's agenda is about discussing the content of our upcoming workshop and understanding the concept. So now let's see the professional definition, whatever scientific research-based definition is, whatever you all have said, that is all correct. Now let's define it specifically in word. So emotional intelligence or EI is the ability to understand, sabhi ne yahi bataya hai, understand and manage your own emotion and those of people around you. People with a high degree of emotional intelligence know what they are feeling, what their emotions mean, and how these emotions can affect other people. So we all know IQ, है ना? IQ सबको पता है, it's intelligent quotient, है ना? EQ, emotional quotient. Apart from that, which are the different quotients we are having? CQ is there, that is CQ. कौन बताएगा? CQ, it's creativity quotient. Okay, then AQ, कौन बताएगा? What is AQ?
Analytical
कौन सा?
analysis
Analysis नहीं, वही मैं मेरा ही भूल गई. Adversity quotient. Adversity quotient is when the situations are adverse at that moment of time, how, like problem solving जिसे हम कहते हैं, तो how you react or respond or behave. So all that comes in adversity quotient, and these are the major 4 quotients in human being, human mind we should have, or we should perceive, and we should actually make them really nurture, because it always happens that everyone knows IQ, everyone wants to improve their IQ, because they need good qualification, admission in good school, good courses, and they want to actually excel themselves professionally. And that's how many of the time everyone actually look into IQ. But IQ is something which actually you can get into some kind of professional job or career. But when it comes to किसी ने कहा भी है, just if you want to grow in your life, your emotional quotient needs to be balanced. You should have IQ plus EQ. It's not like कि EQ जो है वो ज्यादा important है, IQ important नहीं है, ऐसा भी नहीं है. Balanced होना चाहिए, है ना? कि जैसे heart to mind connection जो होता है, if you could actually understand, यहाँ पे ये जो है ये factory है, and इस factory में जो produce होने वाला हर emotion है वो आपने create किया हुआ प्रोडक्ट है आपका, है ना? आप म्यूट पे चले जाइए जहां से डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है. गायत्री से तो नहीं है डिस्टरबेंस, कोई और है जिसकी तरफ से डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है, प्लीज म्यूट पे चले जाइए. तो दिस इज समथिंग वेयरइन in this factory, whatever products are creating, I am the creator, right? And if I am the creator, I am responsible for each and every kind of emotion I am producing. But in case you don't understand your own emotion, it will be very difficult. Many of the time it happens that we get into some kind of chain of emotions, and just get into some kind of reactive mode. Even we don't know why we are reacting in that way, and किसी छोटी सी बात होती है बहुत जोर से उस पर रिएक्ट कर जाते हैं, या फिर इतना बड़ा रीजन भी नहीं था बट वो हो गया, and then you do some kind of mistake, and because of that mistake something goes wrong. It may be major problem, it may be minor problem. Relationships में problem आ सकता है, किसी के साथ आपका हमेशा के लिए ब्रेकअप हो सकता है, मतलब कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो basically if you can't manage your emotions, it may leads to very difficult situation in your life. But if you learn and understand, first understanding your own emotion is very very important. Emotional intelligence क्या है, उसको क्या मतलब लोगों को कैसे understand करना है, वो बहुत बाद में आता है. सबसे पहले आता है आप खुद के इमोशंस को अंडरस्टैंड करते हो क्या, whether you recognize what kind of emotion you are feeling, whether you could identify it properly, you could name it properly. So first try to understand your own emotion, and that is what is very important. If you understand your own emotions, then afterward understanding others will also become very easy. So yeah, managing, then understanding your own feelings, your own emotions in a better way, and if you could handle it in a positive way, it means that you are having a good quotient, emotional quotient. So this was the overview of, you may say, the topic, today's topic, that is emotional intelligence. So let's move ahead. Now there are 5 key elements of emotional intelligence. The first key element is self-awareness. Then second is self-regulation, then comes the motivation, then empathy, and then social skills. So one by one, of course, इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें आती है. सेल्फ अवेयरनेस क्या है, जैसे अभी मैंने पिछले स्लाइड में ही आपको बोल दिया था कि अंडरस्टैंड करना, समझना किस टाइप के इमोशंस कब आ रहे हैं. एंड एक्चुअली कभी कभी समझो नींद हो गई एंड सुबह उठे, भारीपन लग रहा है, ऐसे पता नहीं कुछ हुआ भी नहीं, एंड उसकी वजह से ऐसे लग रहा है कुछ तो खालीपन है या कुछ तो भारी है, जिसकी वजह से यू मे नॉट हैव इन अ गुड मूड, and that day you feel low, and you feel so low that some negative memories arise, then that get triggered in your mind. And just because that those memories got triggered, you get into some kind of state of mind wherein you are feeling so depressed that that day you could not do anything else other than overthinking. And because of that, the whole day ruins. And then it happens that you may not control, or it may happen that many of the time it's frequently happen. And then the situation comes wherein somehow your emotion becomes more powerful, and then it's too late, because something happened, and because of that you could not handle it properly. So at the initial stage, when such kind of negativity or any kind of trigger, now ये ट्रिगर मैं जो बोल रही हूँ इसका मतलब क्या होता है, थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट में बताती हूँ, बहुत ज्यादा हम नहीं बात कर पाएंगे. क्या होता है, बचपन से हमारे साथ जो जो चीजें होती है, बहुत खुशी वाले जो इमोशंस होते हैं, जो भी एक्सट्रीम इमोशंस, मतलब जिसमें हमने बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हम थे, बहुत ज्यादा खुश थे, वो कुछ मेमोरीज जो है वो पावरफुल मेमोरीज होती है, उसके कुछ ब्लॉक्स होते हैं, दैट इज इमोशनल ब्लॉक्स. एंड कुछ डीप रूटेड इमोशनल ब्लॉक्स होते हैं, जो ग्रीफ, सॉरो एंड सारी निगेटिविटी हो सकता है, फियर है, डीप रूटेड फियर है, बहुत सारे, मतलब जितने भी सैडनेस या निगेटिविटी वाले हैं उसका असर ज्यादा होता है. अब ये जो ब्लॉक है, इसके इमोशनल ब्लॉकेज जो है, वो अगर एक बार प्रोग्राम हो गए, एंड अगर वो इंस्टॉल है आपके सिस्टम में, समझो वो सॉफ्टवेयर है आपके पीसी में, वो सॉफ्टवेयर है, अब उस सॉफ्टवेयर से रिलेटेड प्रोग्राम जब भी आ जाता है ना, तो वो सॉफ्टवेयर ट्रिगर हो जाता है, एंड उसके जो सारे रिलेटेड फोल्डर्स है फिर वो अपने आप ओपन हो जाते हैं, एंड देन यू गेट इनटू द साइकिल. अब जैसे कुछ इवन अपने बॉडी पे भी कुछ स्विचेस होते हैं, ट्रिगर किसी भी टाइप के हो सकते हैं. 5 जो अपने सेंसेस है, किस तरह हम कुछ देख के हमें कुछ याद आ सकता है, उससे ट्रिगर हो सकती है कोई मेमोरी, कुछ सुन के हमें कुछ ट्रिगर हो सकता है, कोई स्मेल से हमें ट्रिगर हो सकता है, कोई टच से भी हमें वो ट्रिगर हो सकती है मेमोरी, जो रिप्रेस्ड मेमोरी है, सप्रेस्ड मेमोरी है. तो ये जो ट्रिगर है, ये किसी भी टाइप का ट्रिगर हो सकता है, हमें कभी कभी पता नहीं होता है. जैसे एक एग्जांपल शायद मैंने कभी आपको अपनी क्लास में कभी बताया भी होगा. समझो बहुत बड़ा कोई लॉस हुआ है, बहुत बड़ा, मतलब समझो अपने कोई बहुत अपने करीब रिश्तेदार को खो दिया है, पेरेंट्स या फिर उससे भी क्लोज, और जो आपको जैसे कोई माँ बाप अपने बेटे को, जवान बेटे को खो देता है, जो भी है. अब इस टाइप का अगर इतना बड़ा लॉस हो गया, उस टाइम पे आप बहुत ज्यादा सैड हो, बहुत ही ज्यादा आप इमोशनल हो, हर कोई आ रहा है यहाँ पे आपको टच कर रहा है, ओके एवरीथिंग विल बी फाइन, एवरीथिंग विल बी फाइन. एंड अब ये जो समझो 100 लोग हैं, 200-400 लोग हैं, हर कोई आ रहा है आपको सराहना देने के लिए, आके यहाँ पे टच करके जा रहा है. तो ये जो है, ये उस पर्टिकुलर दिन हुआ जब एक्चुअली आपके सामने वो सब कुछ हो रहा था, बट लोगों ने आके क्या कर दिया, यहाँ पे कोई स्विच डाल दिया. अब समझो वो वहां उस पर्टिकुलर सॉरो या सैडनेस से आप बाहर निकल गए. उसके बाद छोटी सी बात हुई, समझो बहुत छोटी सी, किसी ने कुछ कह दिया, समझो ऑफिस में है, किसी ने कुछ कह दिया, आपके बॉस ने आपको कुछ कह दिया, बहुत छोटी सी बात है, मतलब बहुत बड़ी बात भी नहीं है. उसके बाद आप आपकी सीट पे बैठ गए, और आपका फ्रेंड आके आपको यहाँ पे टच करता है और बोलता है नथिंग हैपेंड, इट्स ओके ना, फाइन, रिलैक्स हो जाओ. बट then you started crying, and you actually get into some kind of different mood, and then something happened. Now, why this has happened? The topic, that particular thing was very small, but now this particular switch, this particular ट्रिगर हैज एक्चुअली, वो बटन जो है वो प्रेस हो गया है, वो स्विच प्रेस हो गया, एंड क्योंकि वो स्विच प्रेस हो गया तो वो जो फोल्डर है वो ओपन हो गया, एंड क्योंकि वो फोल्डर ओपन हो गया तो उसकी वजह से फिर वो सारा साइक्लिक वे में वो इमोशंस चला जाता है. तो दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ स्विच कि किस तरह से स्विचेस बनते हैं. तो कोई टच के साथ हो सकता है, कोई स्मेल के साथ हो सकता है, कोई लिसनिंग के साथ, जैसे आप समझो जा रहे हो ट्रैफिक में हो एंड किसी गाड़ी से बहुत ही अच्छा एक सॉन्ग आप सुनते हो, उसके साथ आपकी कॉलेज की मेमोरी है या फिर कोई बचपन की मेमोरी है, एंड बस फिर वो यादें आना शुरू हो गया, एंड देन यू गेट इनटू सम काइंड ऑफ साइक्लिक emotion. So yeah, this is what is the example wherein how switches form, or how emotional blocks form, and how triggers it get triggers and all. So ये कुछ छोटे छोटे ये थी examples और चीजें थी जो emotional intelligence से related है. अब आते हैं फिर से अपने टॉपिक पे. जो 5 की एलिमेंट्स है उसमें सबसे पहला आता है सेल्फ अवेयरनेस. तो क्या आप आपके खुद के इमोशंस के बारे में अवेयर है? जनरली हम नहीं होते हैं क्योंकि सबकॉन्शियस इतना ज्यादा है.
Excuse me, Neeta, sorry to interrupt. Can you please communicate in English? Would be
Okay, you
much.
could not understand Hindi?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So yes, now I'll keep in mind. Other any other person who don't understand Hindi? Okay, fine. So now what happens is, if at all you could not understand your own emotion, because generally the subconscious mind, just like iceberg, if you'll see the tip of the iceberg, it's just 2 to 5%, but remaining 95% is submerged under the water, and that submerged part is your subconscious mind. And as this is how huge your subconscious is, if you don't know what all kind of things are submerged under the level of water beneath, actually you could not understand, because at the upper level it's very you may say from the top you could not see what is lying inside the sea, right? Because sea is very deep, and as the sea is so deep, from upper level you can only see the water, you can't see the ground beneath that sea. So actually there are again levels. Memories are there not only for from this life, but whatever number of life actually you are here on this earth, that many all memories are there in your subconscious, in your unconscious, and there are layers again. Something may come up from whichever level unconsciously you may not know, and any of the time it may happen. So this kind of trigger and all this kind of thing may happen at any moment of time. So first thing is know yourself better, and you should be aware what kind of feelings you're having. Okay, if at all you're having certain kind of feeling, how much you could balance it, how much you could handle it in a positive way. If you could not handle it in a positive way, something wrong has happened. Sometime what happens is, because we feel bad about something, and that guilt actually just get into our mind so deep, uh, we always remain guilty about that, and we always feel, oh, I'm very shy about that. I feel so guilty about that. I'm so bad person. I do this huge mistake, and because of me it has happened. And you just keep on blaming yourself, and just cursing yourself, and actually forgiving others, rather forgiving yourself is also that much important, because if you could not forgive yourself for something, then again that suffering, actually you could not come out of that suffering. So basically, this is what is self-awareness, that whether you are aware what kind of emotional feelings you are having, what kind of uh, whatever kind of situations are there, how you are handling, whether you could handle it properly or not. If something wrong happened, then how you react or respond. So all these kind of things may comes in self-awareness. Self-regulation, of course, you need to regulate whatever kind of emotions you are producing. You need to regulate it properly. We will see all one by one in the next slide also. Motivation, how you could motivate yourself in any kind of emotion. It may be positive emotion or it may be negative emotion. If it's a negative emotion, motivation is more important, because in that case you have to handle yourself, you have to regulate yourself, because it may happen just as suicide, whatever number of suicide cases are there, just because of why it happened. Once you feel that, oh, I'm nothing, I could not do anything with myself or with others, and I could not prove myself, whatever has happened, whatever reason it is, because of that you are giving blame to yourself and you want to finish yourself. And that feeling actually goes in that way, that you feel that no, I don't want to leave now anymore, because I'm not worth living. And it may actually leads to something else, ending yourself. So actually this is very important, that whenever it comes to very low or it goes very uh, uncontrollable situation happen at that moment of time, whether you could motivate yourself. Empathizing, sahanubhuti rakhna logon ke sath. Empathizing, of course, sympathy is something uh, very common, but actually you should elevate others emotion by empathizing. So empathy is more important when it comes to emotional intelligence. And social skill, nowadays actually, because of social media, because of gadgets, smartphones, video games, it has happened that even not only the young generation, but even the uh, all kind of generations, even old people nowadays, even they got fond of the smartphones and all. And they are getting separated from people, and they are actually getting into some kind of shell. So we should not produce such kind of shell. For that, social skills are very important. So these are the 5 major elements of emotional intelligence. So self-awareness, self-assessment, it comes, then self-confidence, how much confident you feel about yourself when the situation goes wrong, how you could manage yourself. So all kind of things comes under self-awareness. When it comes to self management, so how much self control you are having, how much transparent you are having, whether it's any kind of communication or any kind of event. So whether you could be transparent with others, achievement, then your adaptability to any kind of situation, and then your initiatives, and then your optimism. So all these points comes in self management. Now, social awareness. So just we have discussed about empathy, approachable, good listener, organizational awareness. These are few of the skills that comes under the key elements social awareness. And then lastly, it's a relationship management, wherein your influence, how positively you could influence others, your inspirational leadership, by your act, whether you could actually inspire others so that they could lead, they feel like you are a leader and they could actually follow you. A good coach or mentor, uh, if at all you could guide people, if you could actually give them some kind of help and support. So how much good coach and mentor you are, how nicely you are handling your conflicts, whatever conflict happens in your organization or in your personal life, how actually you are managing it. Then your teamwork or your collaboration with others, and your change catalyst. So all this comes under relationship management, also in leadership also it comes. So this is what is in short. We have seen here 4 elements are there, but in the last slide we have seen motivation, and again one more. So 5 elements we have seen in the last slide, and this is what is some brief description about those elements. Now these are few of the benefits of emotional intelligence. So it increases your team performance, it may decrease your occupational stress, then it improves your decision making power, it also increases your leadership ability, it also increase personal well-being, and it reduce staff turnover, because if you being a leader, if you could not handle your emotions properly, then you may burst out with the negative emotion, anger, anxiety attacks. and other people, of course, you'll scold others and then they may get hurt and they may just start leaving yourself. So this may happen. So in an organization, if you are at a leadership or any kind of role you are, if you could not handle your emotions properly, many problems actually you need to face in your life. So basically, these are a few of the benefits of emotional intelligence. So this was all about just description of emotional intelligence. But if you really want to learn it properly, so we are coming up with the 5 days workshop on emotional intelligence. There will be daily live sessions at 7 p.m. From tomorrow, actually date is 20th, but I think we will postpone it. So maybe 22nd we are starting this workshop. Fees is 999, and you'll get 4 courses worth rupees 15,000 absolutely free with this workshop. So let's move on to few of the contents of the workshop. What are all things we are going to learn within this workshop? So firstly, we will understand introduction and overview of the course. Then we will understand emotional intelligence quotient, that is IQ versus EQ. Then what is the importance of EQ? Then we will learn benefits of EQ, role of EQ, balanced personality, levels of emotional intelligence, then high EQ versus low EQ. And the ninth point is emotional quotient in business. So here, basically these 9 points we will cover. So emotion and its type, then anatomy of emotion, positive and negative emotions, generating emotions and their consequences, how to change emotional state, impact of emotion, how to assess emotional intelligence, how to become emotionally intelligent, and then tips to manage emotion intelligently. Now, basically, this particular workshop is a business oriented workshop. Business oriented workshop means at your workplace, at your professional career, if you are entrepreneur, then in your business career, how you could handle your emotion properly to lead to success means whatever kind of achievements or goals you are having, if you really want to achieve it, so what kind of emotional intelligence you should have, and what kind of decisions you should take, or how to handle all these things, even staff को कैसे मैनेज करना है, आपके सबऑर्डिनेट्स को कैसे मैनेज करना है, बहुत सारी चीजें हम देखेंगे, बहुत सारे केस स्टडीज, बहुत सारा रिसर्च, all this kind of thing actually we are going to discuss. So in this workshop, basically we are going to focus more toward the business oriented, whatever is our work life balance is there. So of course both things will come, but it will be more toward professional life rather than personal life. Personal life, it will be automatically get covered because it's a part of our life only. So yeah, any doubts or queries, questions, if you're having, please let me know. Last 2 minutes. किसी को कुछ पूछना है? Open for Q&A. Last 2 minutes. Anything not related, if you are not having any doubts or queries related to whatever content we have seen, you may ask anything. No questions?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Neeta, here. Yeah, please carry on.
Okay.
एक्चुअली मैम मैं वैसे जनरली कहना चाहती थी कि जैसे हमारे जो इमोशंस होते हैं उनको हमें चलो कंट्रोल तो करना ही होता है, लेकिन इसके लिए योगा जो है ना वो बेस्ट भी है, क्योंकि योगा के जो हम पोजेस होते हैं उनके अकॉर्डिंग हम काम फील करते हैं ना, तो जब हम काम होते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली हमारे जो इमोशंस होते हैं ना उनको हम अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, और दूसरों को भी उसका इफेक्ट दूसरों के जो होता है दूसरों पर, उसके लिए हम पहले सोचते हैं कि हमारा जो भी हम कहते हैं जो करते हैं उसका अगर दूसरों पर क्या इफेक्ट होगा। तो योगा इज द बेस्ट वे टू अंडरस्टैंड आवर इमोशंस एंड कंट्रोल आवर इमोशंस।
करेक्ट, योगा है, मेडिटेशन है, देन बहुत सारे रिलैक्सेशन एक्सरसाइजेस है जिसकी वजह से हम आपके अपने खुद के इमोशंस को बहुत अच्छे से मैनेज कर सकते हैं, हमारा माइंड को और स्टेबल कर सकते हैं। तो या वेरी गुड इनपुट, वंडरफुल। एनीथिंग एल्स? ओके, अभी लेस देन 1 मिनट है तो हम कुछ नया करेंगे तो वो बंद हो जाएगा बीच में। तो इफ ऑल गुड देन लेट्स कंक्लूड टुडे सेशन देन। ओके, चलो
Okay,
बाय
thank you,
बाय,
ma'am.
टेक केयर,
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
बाय,
Bye,
कल
ma'am.
मिलते हैं।
Bye.